What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Chi-Town Blitz episode. Make sure to like and subscribe on this channel. We are still growing. Help us grow and not show, Oh, wait, I got that backwards. We want to show, not grow. uh, but we got a great episode for you guys today. Going to be breaking down the latest with the Chicago Bears, the latest news, everything you need to know, keep you up to date. 3 weeks from the draft, 3 weeks from Caleb Williams being our quarterback, and they had him on a visit yesterday. Took him to dinner, worked him out, did some more installs. So it seems like him with the number one selection is a sure thing. They had some players too at the dinner, which how they've been operating, it's different than I've seen. Keenan Allen at the pro day, doing install and meetings and stuff,
hugging moms and pops. I ain't never seen that.
That's
shit
what
before.
I'm saying.
I ain't never seen that shit.
Pose and Eberflus, they're doing a really good job getting this shit right. Like this, we're not fucking this up. Doing everything by the book.
Absolutely, and it's been a done deal for them. So I think for them, they're already working on next steps. Like, how can we acclimate you into the culture, into our offensive scheme, and into our locker room as fast as possible. So that's why you see them working out, and it sounds like they did a full workout, and they also went to the whiteboard and probably did
a mental workout.
Install realistically. So
they did install the first visit they did at the combine, and they're gonna do an install. I mean, they did install the last meeting too.
So you could be up to speed on the offense before.
And with the players too,
start where most guys are just getting the playbooks. The day after they're drafted, where he's got months in advance to prepare. So it's kind of like going to school early.
Yeah.
Which is it's going to be a huge advantage for us when we start the year and he hits the ground running, because we
got the Hall of Fame game too.
Off season with the team. Unlike any player before him.
Yeah, it's going to be really exciting. We're going to get all into this information, Bears info, more. You ready to get into the show?
Let's do it.
Dallas Turner visited. Rome Odunze, he's visiting today. Brock Bowers visited. So those are like the top names out of the top 30 visits for the Chicago Bears so far. So out of the names I've named, who do you want the most? Opposite, getting Caleb Williams obviously at 1.
Man, I absolutely need Odunze.
I want Odunze too. Brock Bowers, did you be okay with him?
Oh, I'd be more than okay with him, because he would bring an element to the team that would be unique, unlike any other team, I think.
We probably put him out.
Maybe you see where Buffalo's probably going to have to go with 2 tight ends.
Yeah.
Being their kind of focal point of their offense with Dalvin Cook's brother James. So I could see us going down that route with 3 tight ends.
Now he might play more receiver than tight end though, because you could put him out wide, low key.
Exactly. You're never gonna be in 3 receiver sets with him. You're gonna always have another tight end on the field, which gives you a competitive advantage, unlike any other, especially with a talent like him who can not only outrun you,
yards after the catch,
but he can outmuscle you, and he's just a nightmare in the open field. So
maybe the best tight end prospect of all time.
So I would love him, to be honest. If Odunze ain't there at 9, I think I would love to see him get scooped.
I know Eberflus, he has said, he's mentioned he wants an edge, a guy opposite Montez Sweat. So there's that, but you look at the positions of needs right now: edge, receiver, tackle. Maybe some people want an upgrade from Braxton Jones. Which position upgrading at the 9th pick gives us the best opportunity to win the Super Bowl, you think?
And I think that's a good question, because I think 9 is too high of a pick. When you're picking in the top 10 to go need over best player available.
Right.
Especially when we
only have a couple picks.
We have some opportunities to really elevate one position. And then you got to think what Keenan Allen exposes you to, a lot of risk. If he gets hurt, everybody's going to look at that move
like damn
a little differently just because of how big his contract is. Mm-hmm. So we need insurance for that number 2 receiver. Yes, that's no question, especially if one of our number ones go down. And Odunze adds that to that, and then it's also a guy that can grow with Caleb over the next 10 years.
Both guys will be on rookie contracts.
You know, the comps for this guy is Larry Fitzgerald, Devontae Adams.
And he could do it after the catch too. He's a bigger DJ Moore too. He could get
6'3", 6'4",
those yardage
runs of 4.3, 4.45. So it's still fast enough, big enough, and he's got that farmer background where he's got that grind and already dedicated to him. And Poles is gonna love that.
All business coming in to do one thing, keep the main thing. So I really like Odunze, and like to be honest. You know, if you got to think about it, would you rather have that 1,000-yard receiver, or would you rather have that, you know, Joe Alt that has potential to be all pro, but you have a pretty solid tackle already?
Right.
Dallas, like, I think if we get another receiver to this offense, we're going to be really fucking good for many years.
Right.
Like, and Joe Alt, I mean, I feel like there's always a generational tackle in the draft.
That's what I'm saying. I think tackle is probably our least need in terms of next year between receiver, edge, and tackle. I think you could argue receiver just because of the acquisition of Keenan Allen isn't a need, but you don't got that number 3, and you don't got that young guy that
it's a drop off after those two.
It's a huge drop off.
First 2 receivers.
So we're top heavy as fuck. One guy goes down, we're down.
Yeah,
significant percentage of the offense. You think about 2 plus 1,300-yard receivers last year. So I would say it's edge is the biggest need right now, then receiver, then tackle.
Eberflus's defense only needs really one guy to spark the defense and get the so.
We're just missing one edge, I think, and we could answer that in the draft, or we can sign a old vet like Yannick, and patch it up, and then we can address that need next year because we'll have a lot more, continue to have a lot of cap space and also draft capital.
We have more draft assets and draft capital next year. So the draft, you know, Poles, he feels good about the picks this year, and the draft is deeper next year according to him and what his thoughts about this next year's class. And we have more assets. We have Carolina's 2nd-round pick, which is going to be a high 2nd-round pick. So, you know, he might look at it like, let me get a 1,000-yard receiver. Let me go get a Odunze. And then the rest of my picks just get some more depth. And next year, let's go get a good edge.
Right.
Let's go get, you know, with
that generational tackle.
Yeah, and let's go get that generational tackle if we need to.
Right.
So I really like that aspect. I mean, you talked a little about Neighbors and Odunze, the comparison. Who would put up the better numbers in a Bears uniform, Odunze or Malik Neighbors?
You know, that's tough. I think Malik brings a different element that
just that elite playmaking, like he's
that
next
elite
level,
speed, explosiveness. Like
4.35.
I don't think we have that on our roster. Even though you could argue, dude is pretty fast. What's his name?
DJ Moore.
DJ's pretty fast too and explosive.
He breaks tackles.
But he takes it to like another speed. Like he's different fast. So that would be a brand new element to the game, especially when you have DJ Moore probably playing the Z and Keenan Allen playing the slot. You got a guy that can take the top off the
exactly what you want a Tyler Scott to
be. Eat underneath. So he adds that element to the game, but realistically, I think Odunze is there at 9, and I also think he complements those two more just because he could play that X and be that true
big body
receiver 1, and they can go create havoc everywhere else
as a trio. So I do like Odunze as a better fit. I think Neighbors, he might be that next best LSU receiver, like with Chase.
That's the thing though. He's got that LSU pedigree, and them motherfuckers don't miss.
He got the swagger too. He's.
It's hard to say. I'm gonna be honest, because based off my answer to your question, I think I'm leaning Neighbors just because when I see it. When I just talked about it.
I think he'll be more of a superstar in the league. Like he could go anywhere else and put up huge numbers. Whereas Odunze, I think fit matters a lot more, and just who's throwing him the ball, the offense. I think that matters more for him. Whereas Neighbors, you could put him anywhere, and I think he'll put up big numbers. So I think Neighbors would put up more numbers in a Bears uniform, but I think the fit, like you said, the better fit would be Odunze, and it's more realistic. So
yeah, that's where I think I'm where I've zoomed in on Odunze is it's just more realistic at this point.
Either or, I'm cool with. I'm cool with.
Nigga, I'm happy as hell if we get Neighbors because Caleb fuck with dude. And
Caleb wants Neighbors more.
Yeah, that's on record. So,
but Stefan Diggs just got traded to the Texans.
Man.
What are your thoughts on that trade?
It goes to show what happens when you pay the quarterback. You really got to be strategic with your money, and they weren't able to do that when they invested in Von Miller. They went all in. They had a small window based on the money, not just based on who was on the roster, but based on the money they was paying everybody. Right. Tre'Davious White couldn't stay healthy. Their secondary couldn't. They got rid of both.
They got rid of so many good, crucial players to their team. I think defensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
They got rid of both of their safeties. Defensive end Leonard Floyd, he's gone. He was getting a good pass rush for them. Mm-hmm. And then you look at offensive side of the ball. Gabe Davis is gone now. Stefan Diggs, they had to part ways from him, but he was just online though, saying he was crucial to Josh Allen's success and him being who he is now.
Oh, absolutely. But I think here's the important thing is like the Chiefs gave y'all the blueprint on how you have to win when you pay the quarterback. Like you got to remember they still shored up both offense and defensive lines.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Those are still going to be strengths of the team. They still have two talented tight ends. They still have James Cook.
Yeah.
So
I think
drafting DBs and receivers, that's the best way to do it because the motherfuckers expensive once they are really
just
good.
Keep replenishing and keep trying to just bring in younger guys, getting rid of the older guys. Unless it's Kelsey.
Doing the exact same thing. The Chiefs are doing the exact same thing. We're going to prioritize O-line and tight end and D-line, and we're going to draft everybody else. Now we have the youngest team in the league, and we have a leader that elevates everybody around them.
Yeah.
So
as long as you got the quarterback, the coach, and you got a guy like Kelsey, you're going to be fine. And you got Spagnuolo, who's great fucking defense coach. It don't fucking matter. It don't matter.
That's the blueprint for success. Obviously, it's hard to replicate because, they're one-on-one. Mm-hmm. But that's how, if you're going to do it, that's the way to do it. Obviously, make it your own, but...
Yeah, that's how you got to do it. But who would you rather have? Both trades were very kind of... I feel like the Texans fleeced the Bills. Mm-hmm. And, they're taking on $31 million dead cap, so that situation is tough. So who would you rather have?
I think for what he does, he's going to be able to sustain that a little bit longer. I think Stefan Diggs can also be still very good. Yeah. On third down and kind of transition to that type of receiver Keenan already is. So I will say that. But I think in terms of just locker room, when you factor that in,
a guy Keenan for a rookie quarterback
been on the same team for 10 years has been a consistent professional. You've never once heard anything about him
being a bad teammate,
complaining, arguing with the quarterback, none of that. And he's had very highs and lows on this in his 10 years in San Diego and in LA.
Yeah, a lot of turnover.
You're getting a blue collar professional with him. And output he had his best year last year.
Mm-hmm. As he's 32. So, and yet I don't think Stefan Diggs would have been at Caleb Williams' pro day, whereas Keenan Allen.
No, he's there. Caleb. Shit, I'm Caleb. Fuck you. He should be coming to my.
I'm him, Mofi.
Right, I'm him. That's the problem with niggas like that, though. It's
and if you don't give Stefan Diggs his targets, it's gonna be a problem.
Right, but when the offense changed and performed better with him not being so focused or being such a priority, they didn't lose because he wasn't getting the ball. They came down to the stretch and didn't make the plays they needed to.
Right. And that's, so Keenan Allen, Stefan Diggs, both players would be great on this offense.
Offense was more efficient, less turnovers, and when they became more balanced. Yeah. So he took a hit because of that, and he made some noise, and it's like, all right, nigga. You not performing this high and you making all this noise again. Like, fuck.
Making all these.
That's the thing with him. He's been traded. This is third team.
Yeah, third team. Not a good look.
And he's getting older, so it's like is the mouth worth it at this point in his career?
No. And like with the direction you're going in, you're bringing a rookie quarterback in. You don't need him butting heads with a receiver,
right.
Superstar receiver. So Keenan Allen is the right choice.
I will say this though, CJ Stroud he probably might break some records next year.
That's what I'm saying. And
they might.
I don't think he'd I don't think he would butt heads with CJ Stroud like that. I feel like CJ Stroud.
No, because CJ is a different quarterback than Josh.
Yeah.
And CJ is going to distribute the ball way more than he's going to create with his legs.
Mm-hmm. I think so too. But you look at, they low-key legitimately have 3 receiver ones. Tank Dell, he could be a receiver one. Nico Collins last year was fantastic. And then Stefan Diggs, he might throw for 6,000 yards.
Oh, he's going to break a lot of
throw
records.
for 6,000 yards.
He's the perfect guy to give a Stefan Diggs, just like Joe Burrow. And Cincinnati, it's like you got a guy that can just distribute the ball on time, accurately, in rhythm, know where to get the ball. Like you just get weapons for this guy, he's gonna wreck the league. And you've seen that
last year. We thought he didn't have enough weapons last year. CJ Stroud, we thought he didn't have enough weapons last year.
Exactly.
But Nico Collins was a star. Tank Dell, I picked him up in fantasy. Hope you guys did because he was taken off before the injury. So Dalton Schultz too. I forget that. And then Joe Mixon out the backfield.
So yeah, they're
going to be a good.
They're like I said, they'll probably throw the ball 55 times a game.
Yeah. Damn. Hey, you gonna win MVP. That's my favorite to win MVP.
Yeah.
Not like Trevor Lawrence. I know.
Man, I whiffed on that.
He's
shit.
cooked.
Whiffed.
But so now you look at, DJ Moore and Keenan Allen. Let's get back to them. Who do you think will have the better year?
Oh, I think that's going to be really tough. I think they're going to be around the same as last year. Pretty dead even in terms of performance.
Because CJ Stroud had the greatest rookie season ever of all time. And I think he had 4,000 yards passing. Not as much TDs. You think Caleb could touch that? You think he could get there?
Oh, for sure.
The pieces around him are better than what was around CJ Stroud.
And he's coming into an entirely different situation. I think the pieces are better. The defense is better.
I feel like coaching, D'Amico might be better than Eberflus. Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
As a head coach.
Looking at it right now, yes. But you got to remember, Eberflus isn't a rookie coach.
Yeah, he's not.
He's coming into a situation with more experience. Experienced offense coordinator. So I think, this is a better situation than that one. And Caleb is the more talented prospect.
For sure. So it's going to be really interesting.
I think remember, CJ missed a game or two because of a concussion.
Yeah. So. I think he missed 3 games.
Damn.
Okay. And he still put up great numbers.
Right.
So if he played those 3 games and Tank Dell went down, one of his big weapons, Dalton Schultz missed some time. So if our guys are healthy, DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Cole Kmet, he's an Iron Man. He usually stays healthy. So if our guys are healthy, Caleb could throw for 5,000 low key.
He's my pick to be the first quarterback in Bears history to throw for 4 stacks.
If he don't get it this year, he gonna get it next year.
Nigga, he better get that shit this year with the weapons we put around.
If we get a
Dunze, it's over.
It is no excuse. Now, I've seen some people debating which is a better place for a rookie quarterback, Minnesota or Chicago. What are your thoughts on that? Because Minnesota got Jefferson. They got a good offensive coach too.
They got
Kevin O'Connell's too.
Coach. They got a better coaching staff than us.
Brian Flores coaching the defense too is solid. He's a good defense coach.
Yeah, you brought Jefferson is just a different animal and a different younger too.
And then Hawkinson when he's healthy.
Hawkinson is the best tight end when healthy.
Addison.
Addison's a great number 2, arguably a number 1 for a lot of teams.
Yeah.
So that's a tough one.
I
would go us just because we're a little bit deeper. We got 2 number 1s. We got 2 tight ends. We got our running back is better.
Yeah.
And
you sure Matson's deep? Nah, they cut
what?
Matson ass.
That nigga trash.
They kept
he trash.
The second running back they had. I forget his name.
He was a little bit more explosive.
Yeah, so they're running with him, I think. But no, yeah, I would lean more Chicago. I think defense is there. I think it just fits more of a superstar quarterback. You know, I think organization, just all the stuff. You know, he gonna get hella commercials. Minnesota, I don't see their players get too many.
Yeah, he's gonna blow up. He's already blown up, and he,
yeah.
you know, coming from LA, he was the
biggest college football the
player.
Heisman commercials, yeah,
ever. Like,
yeah.
The thing with college football, these motherfuckers only getting bigger. Like, I just watched Manziel's interview on Club Shay Shay, and like to look at him in that time, and then what Caleb Williams is now, like the fame, the money.
He got a mansion already right now
like.
In college.
Nigga, he a multi-millionaire, of course. He on the Dr. Pepper commercials, nigga. He in the Heisman house.
Yeah, the Wendy's commercials too. He was in those, I think.
You feel me? So he posing in dresses and shit. I know. So like,
hey, but the thing about that is, it's crazy. I think obviously Dennis Rodman wasn't on the same level, but Dennis Rodman was doing that weird shit too back in the day. And we didn't bat an eye because dude was hooping.
Oh,
but
no
it is different because it is your franchise quarterback. So I get why people are being like crazy about it. But I don't really get it because, you know, at the end of the day, it don't really matter. But
it don't.
It does raise an eyebrow. But no, I think Chicago is a place for a superstar quarterback. The market is better coming into, you know, DJ Moore, Keenan Allen. I like those receivers better than Minnesota. Tight end Kokomet Everett. I think both of them together equals a better tight end. You're mega tight end. I think our offensive line is better too. Like the pieces we've added and just how the situation is.
I wasn't for sure on that, but I was leaning that way too.
Minnesota has some solid pieces, but I think moving forward, we're in position for our quarterback to succeed longer than in Minnesota. You know, they got a lot of guys they got to pay. They got to pay Justin Jefferson, whereas we have built the foundation. We're
gonna be good for the next.
We got good deals on the players we have. Cole Kmet's gonna be here for a while on a good contract. DJ Moore, 2 years left on his contract. We'll probably give Keenan Allen an extension. So I think we're in position better. So I think Chicago is the best spot. Now let's go to the defensive side of the ball. You think the Bears could be as good as they were 2018 defense? And bro, I was looking up the numbers on the way here, right? Let me see if I can find it.
Yes, because the amount of turnovers we were able to accrue in a short amount of time after Montez Sweat got there. You got to think, we was terrorizing motherfuckers. Like,
last 6 games
was crazy.
Points per game allowed last year's defense, 15.5 points. You know, that was first in the NFL. 2 rush touchdowns allowed. That was first in the NFL. 13 interceptions. That was first in the NFL. But with the 2018 defense, they led the NFL in fewest points per game, 17.7. We got them beating that over the 6 games.
6 games.
But takeaways, 36. Interceptions, 27. 5 interceptions returned for a touchdown. Crazy. Lowest opponent passer rating, 72.9. And fewest rushing yards per game was 80.
Motherfuckers couldn't do shit on the defense.
You see where we were ranked? Over the decade, second best defense. Only behind the Denver Broncos, which they won the Super Bowl. That's fucking crazy.
So I think we can get there, but it really depends on like how important is that, because you got to remember how bad our offense was. Not bad, but it was serviceable.
Yeah.
But you got to
defense
think
carried
defense
us.
Was terrorizing us and getting you getting short fields and you getting constant turnovers. Defense is putting points up. Nigga, all you got to do is score 15.
Right.
They going to score 7. And only give up 17.
Khalil Mack was getting you forced fumbles. We were getting after we were terrorizing teams. You know, the Rams, that good team, that one of the best offenses that year, we did a number on Jared Goff. And
so
when he came
here's
to the
the
city.
alternative where I think we can make that happen. Number one, if we go edge in round 3 and it's a diamond in the rough or 4 or whatever the case is.
Gem.
You hit on that. The only other thing is if we take a edge, or if Doomsday or Neighbors isn't there at 9,
we trade down.
You trade back. You take an edge.
Latu.
Then we're cooking with gas.
We
but I think we might prioritize receiver, which increases the likelihood of us not being as good as 2018 because we don't have that 1-2 like combination at pass rush. But we gonna be top 5, I think.
And that's like, I think Poles is looking at it as like, last year we were good as fuck on defense. We had DeMarcus Walker as our second best pass rusher. So offensively was the issue. And if we could maintain that defense, which I think we can, you get the defensive line coach as your DC from Buffalo, who I think is going to help improve that unit. So really, Dexter, if he takes a step, Billings good at the run. If, bring back Yannick, I think we're fine. Secondary, Eddie Jackson, we replaced him with Kevin Byard, who's better.
Upgrade.
So
cheaper.
And Jonathan Owens is a good, rotational guy in multiple spots. So I think defense is going to be better. And over 17 games, we put up the statistics we were putting over those 6 games. It's going to be a problem. I think, we are good enough defense to not even have to make, maybe find a late round gem, like you said. But I think we're a good enough defense. We don't have to be as good as 2018. It would be nice, but
you see where they up.
They was at.
You could not run the ball and you could not pass the ball,
which is fucking crazy. I think our secondary is better though.
Turning that bitch over all the time. Right. So it's like,
as crazy as it is, I think our secondary is better though than 2018 was.
True.
Kyle Fuller, Prince Amukamara, Eddie Jackson. I think Tyreek Stevenson, Brisker. Jalen Johnson. Yeah. I think our secondary is better than 2018.
I agree.
Pass rush, Khalil Mack. Where does Montez Sweat and Khalil Mack compare, you think?
There's no question. Khalil Mack was an all-pro at 2 different positions. There's no question.
But I think Montez Sweat is good. Like, his level of impact is similar to Khalil Mack. Maybe a little bit because the addition of him changed the defense completely.
I agree. He's the top 10 pass rusher. Mm-hmm. But Khalil Mack at his prime was the very best. Yeah, I don't think he's in that conversation.
We'll give him another year. We'll see. I think he could get there. Maybe soon.
Yeah, he could have a run where he next year. A lot of that has to do with not having that running mate who could take some pressure off you. So
that's true. That's true. But imagine, though, if we could bring back Khalil Mack, though. That'd be crazy. Khalil Mack and Montez.
He took less to stay. So
with charges, he maybe likes the area out there more.
Oh, ain't no maybe. Who wouldn't?
But now, so what chance and percentage do you give the Bears to win the NFC North?
Man, a lot has to go right because Green Bay is
good.
Only getting better. Detroit
is good.
It's only getting better. And we are still improving, even though we've made these
7 and 10. But we like
these additions
with these pieces. We haven't won one yet.
Exactly. So it's hard. It's hard to say, but I like our chances against Detroit and Vikings. I think Green Bay we split. So it's gonna be neck and neck between us and Green Bay. I think to finish it out. I think Detroit.
They take a step.
It's still gonna beat a lot of teams outside of the division. But so record-wise,
we beat Detroit at home. I think we're gonna beat them in Chicago.
I think we sweep Detroit this year because we
had
should have swept them 2 years in a row. When you think about it,
defensively, we have their number. So I think we can give Detroit a lot of issues.
I'm not concerned with them, but Green Bay. With their
Matt LaFleur, he always get
us. So I think we split them this year, and it's gonna be neck and neck between us and them. But I think 3 teams could easily get in the playoffs from
NFC North. Yes, 100%. And it's the one bad thing about last year is Jordan Love. He looked confident against us.
He looked really good, and he only looked better, and he's only going to get better. And his receiving core is young,
and they're gonna get better.
And they patched some things up on defense, paid my mans in the secondary, so.
Yeah. But, so, chances to make the playoffs, what percentage for that? I think should be high.
I think
higher than 50.
About 47%.
Okay. We'll take that as better than what we had last year.
Oh, for sure.
But, let's look at the opponents right now, and let's break down, got it up. Let's see who we're taking. Home games, let's start off with that. Detroit at home.
W.
Green Bay at home. Probably
W.
L. W? Okay. Minnesota?
W.
The Rams. I think that might be L.
That might be an L.
So L there. Jacksonville, W.
W.
Tennessee,
W.
So right now we're
Seattle, W.
4-1. Seattle, 5-1.
Patriots W.
6-1.
Panthers W.
7-1. So we're looking good. 7-1 at home.
Mm-hmm.
Arizona away.
W.
8-1. Detroit away, probably 8-2. I give us a loss on that one.
Nah.
All right, 9-1, I think.
Yeah.
Green Bay away.
Okay, that's an L.
9-2. Texans.
That's an L.
9-3. The Colts, they're gonna be good. That's gonna be a frisky game.
Good. We might lose. No, I'd say we win that one.
10-3. 10-4.
10-4.
Minnesota.
W. 11-4.
And then the 49ers away.
That's an L.
11-5. Minnesota. So
that's a W.
We're looking at 12-5.
12-5.
we're looking at chops at our schedule.
We got the Chiefs week 4.
But the thing is, a lot of those games that are come down to like those third down, fourth quarter situations. Now we got Keenan Allen, the guy you can dump the ball down to on third down.
Now we got 3 guys that are
Cole
mismatched. 4 guys if you add in the running back. So
Everett too, 5 guys.
Everett as well.
A dude say 6 guys.
Man, so you look at that. I think Adunze is the right choice at 9, and I think that propels us to that 11-6.
Mm-hmm.
You got to build in the margin of error for the rookie. He's gonna have that 3-pick game where it's just like he's seeing ghosts.
Yeah. One thing I did want to ask you though.
Yeah.
So receiver wise, we didn't fit it in, but where would you rank DJ Moore and Keenan Allen as a receiver duo in the league? So right now, this guy has it like this, right? Keenan Allen and DJ Moore, he has them at 1.
Right.
Which I think I agree.
I agree with too.
But Diggs and Nico Collins is nasty.
It is nasty.
Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle is nasty too.
Just because of how good Tyreek is.
Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, if they're together,
that's up
I think that would AJ Brown and Devontae Smith.
That's up there as well.
Just like the list, Mike Evans, Godwin. It's a good list.
Puka.
But Cooper Kupp wasn't healthy.
He still put up numbers, right?
Yeah, he's decent numbers, and I think he's still a good receiver when he's healthy. But I think DJ Moore and Keenan Allen, I take them above anybody, just with how they complement each other so well. Keenan Allen is not the flashy receiver. He's going to come down with the ball. Third down guy you could get the ball down to when you need him. And then DJ Moore, he's that extreme playmaker, that guy that's going to go the distance with the ball and do yards after the catch. So I think they complement each other really well, and that duo is going to be nasty. You're going to have 2 top 10 receivers.
Yeah, and I think DJ Moore is a better number 2 than anybody on that list.
You would have Keenan number 1?
Well, based on this list, I don't think Keenan is a better number 1 than a lot of these ones. But you're looking at duos.
They're 1A, 1. Yeah, they're both number 1 receivers.
Really good. Where a lot of these, there's maybe a drop off.
Godwin's a number 2 receiver.
Right.
Addison's a number 2 receiver. Right. D-Hop and Ridley.
Right.
That's a nice duo, but some of these trios.
No, that ain't no
White
trio.
Knight.
That's not no trio.
I don't think that's a trio either.
He
hooped in the Super Bowl. This isn't a trio.
That's not a trio. Devontae Parker.
Okay, the only trio that gives us a problem: Stefan Diggs, Nico Collins, Tank Dell. I think that's one of the best. That's maybe the second best trio in the league. But if we get Adunze, Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Adunze, that's the number 1 trio in the league.
Period.
Whereas like guys that could do so many different things well. Whereas like Nico Collins, Tank Dell, Stefan Diggs, they were pretty good receivers.
I'd say the Niners probably had the best chance.
Really?
Or even no.
I think this one's the best.
Oh, that's a no-brainer. I think that's number 1.
Okay, now that I think about it, all right. So we'll have the second best trio. The Texans, Diggs, Nico Collins, Tank Dell.
Yeah, they'll have the first best just because all these guys put up numbers in the league already. Yes.
And whereas Adunze, we'll see how he fits in.
Right.
We think he's going to fit in well, but it's the NFL. Things could go differently. But no, yeah, the Texans, we've seen them do it all at a high level already. So... But we're second best trio.
But sophomore slump is a real thing.
That's true.
What I'm saying?
And he's coming off an injury. Tank Dell's coming off an injury. So
yeah.
But now the Dolphins one's laughable. Braxton Berrios shouldn't be. The Rams one is third best though because Demarcus Robinson was hooping.
I'd say Devontae Parker. You don't sleep on him.
Fourth best. Yeah. But we have.
But this duo is so good. That's why.
Yeah. They're together.
Same thing with ours. Like, we shouldn't do that. Don't nobody outside of Chicago know who the fuck Dude Ass is.
But right now, looking at fantasy wise, who from the Bears is a must have for you?
Man, I'm going shopping on the Bears next year.
Hey, De'Aaron go get you.
It's gonna be tough. Niggas gonna be over.
I need DJ Moore and Keenan Allen. I'll draft them high.
On overpaying on Bears players. But
yeah, and Swift too, bro.
Everybody at value is worth a lot. I'll be honest. Like Swift number 100%.
Because we have a rookie quarterback. We're gonna be running the ball more.
Fan. Yeah, you can even put Caleb up there.
Yeah, I'm taking Caleb.
Y'all go take the whole Bears team.
Cairo, I need Cairo too.
The kicker for sure.
Kicker for sure.
So yeah, it's gonna be everybody is gonna be in high demand.
Yeah, for sure. And I really want Swift. Everett too is your backup tight end just to fill out the roster. Hey, Adunze, I'm taking Adunze too.
Nah, it's not. It's only one ball. I don't still want to prioritize running it.
Oh yeah. So really, and you could take Khalil Herbert. As say Swift. I'm taking the whole roster. This is like one of those years where it's like when you make a all Bears fantasy team, that shit would hit. Your team would be good. So You would have a favorite, like you would be like, all right, I need this guy if I'm taking one guy.
Keenan Allen.
Yeah. Keenan Allen's going to put up numbers. I think DJ Moore too.
PPR.
DJ Moore was nuts last year. The Commanders game won me the game alone. You like Cole Kmet too. You always take Cole Kmet. Yeah. The whole bat swing.
That should be cold.
So yeah, I think defensively, I need the Bears defense.
Yeah, defense is a must-have. I would say they would probably be my must-have because I like having a set and forget it defense where you're not really thinking about that.
But all right, last question of the episode.
Okay.
Hard Knocks. They're doing an in-season Hard Knocks, and they're doing a division. Which division do you want to see? I think there's two real options.
I think the NFC North.
I would want to see them.
Or the AFC North. To be honest.
Those are my two options. AFC North or the NFC North. Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry. I need to see it. Joe Burrow and the Bengals. No Diddy. So, some dude copyrighted that already. So
smart.
You're going to catch my ass lacking. But no, so I think AFC North, that would be really exciting. The competitiveness of that division. 4 teams could make the playoffs out of that division alone. The upgrade at the quarterback position for the Steelers, Justin Fields, Russell Wilson, them duking it out. Maybe a quarterback competition during the season at some point. But the NFC North, Jordan Love, Caleb Williams, Jared Goff, the Detroit Lions, they were just in the NFC Championship game. I think those two options are the best. I think, and
the problem is the best teams don't want to be on the camera.
The Bears didn't want to do the Hard Knocks, which I agree 100%.
No team wants to do that
shit. And the other options other than the Bears, the Broncos and the Saints. I'm not trying to see that shit. Hard Knocks with the Broncos and the Saints.
Sean Payton is entertaining.
Yes. Unless Kevin James is out there.
Not Kevin James. Bro, that movie cute as fuck.
If you haven't seen the Sean Payton movie with Kevin James in it, it's a good movie, good kids movie to watch with the kids. But
my kids didn't watch, but I kind of kept it on. I was like, okay.
But no, the Saints without Jameis Winston, not watching it. Maybe Cleveland Browns would be a good option. But no, so AFC North or NFC North, I'm cool with those two. But that's all we got for the episode today, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe on this channel. Help us grow. Help us get, our numbers are doing pretty decent lately. Videos have been doing good. So hopefully we can continue that. It's all up to you guys and us to make good content. But you know how it goes. But thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it, all the views, everybody tapping in, always the likes and the comments, all that. Appreciate your feedback. But we're going to keep you updated with all the content we got coming up, all the news, anything happens with the Bears, we're dropping a video. We're going to keep you updated. But thank you guys. As always, peace. He said all the right answers. His PR team, they prepared him pretty well. Says he likes deep dish pizza, has been, doing his homework, studying over Walter Payton, Michael Jordan.
That boy excited. He geeked. When you watching Mike tape, you geek.